I gotcha. Gilly, what do you think, man? Are you happy with the big size?
I'm good with it. The one thing I'm really concerned about is like clipping. Like if you were to fly over a mountain, can you actually land on top of it, or are you gonna just get cock blocked and you have to fly around it?
I think that you're going to be able to fly. My impression from that is that you're going to be able to fly over everything in that zone. But once you hit the wall of the zone, is kind of what I'm curious about. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a wall, and you're going to be flying into air, and there's nothing you can do. Then you fly down, find that little nook that lets you go into the next zone, and suddenly everything's green.
Yeah, see, that's where you're going to need a slightly bigger cake to get your fat chocobo over the mountain.
Yeah. You can $5 upgrade your fat chocobo's cake.
Gilly, you just gave me a whole new idea. Now I need to find out where I can platform while flying.
Exactly, right?
There's going to be a lot of that too, probably.
Oh, my AFK spots are going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Screenshots are going to be had.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to those. And hopefully I can make a few myself. I don't know. I'm kind of content with the way they're doing the zones. And they're leaving room for more things. But I hope there's not lots of just empty spaces. I hope that there's stuff there, creatures, something, so it's... I don't know. I hope there's not too much breathing room, is what I'm saying. And we will see.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, with the influx of people, it's really you just have to wait and see.
Well, wasn't there, like, talk in the live layer where they're kind of going to do some, like, progression or evolving of the maps, kind of like in Mordona, where it progressively got built up, so that's where they have the extra space in the maps for it. I don't know if I misheard that or not, but I think I heard that somewhere.
I'm hoping that's what the case is. But then again, when you start out, you don't want a lot of dead zone either. So, we'll see. So getting out of zones and going into the next topic we have, which is Ravana. The primal that we're all kind of looking forward to that looks like it's going to be kind of fun. One little tidbit of information we kind of got from it, well, there's a couple bits not related to the primal itself that we saw in there. One was the logos for Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist. And we know for sure what all those are going to be. Are you guys content with those logos?
I think the Arcanist, Astrologian, and the Machinist are fine. I mean, Astrologist's cards, yeah, sure, Machinist's gun, but what the fuck is Dark Knight? It looks like Greatsword partially, but then there's a freaking huge star on the end of it. What's the star for?
The magic, man, the dark magic.
Magic.
Yeah, it's the dark magic.
You have stars in dark magic. Gilly, what do you think, man?
Hire me, I'll redo them.
You'll redo them? You fix them all?
Can we get Cran to do them? Cran will just make everybody's, like, they're just making popular faces of everybody.
Yeah. Well, I think, like,
They look okay.
What would you change? Which one would you change that you think is the worst?
I'd have to, like, zoom in and see this.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it on the picture, unfortunately, here.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, honestly, I think Dark Knight would be the one to change. And I think if I was going to change it, I'd leave it as a greatsword, but I'd add something that would, instead of a star, make it look like the sword was covered in smoke. Or was
That would be badass or something.
You know what I mean? Like, because you think Dark Knight, you've seen the videos, you've seen what it looks like. It obviously has, like, in their dark stance, they have a purple mist about them.
Mm-hmm.
Why not put that into the icon for it?
I'd probably change to Astrologian, because it just, every time I look at it, it just reminds me of Triple Triad. I'm just like...
Yeah! Triple Triad! Coming in as a new class. Didn't work out as a game, but it could be a class, right?
There you go.
Oh,
I must say, though,
I feel bad about that class.
Even though I don't like the icon for Dark Knight, that sword, yo, is badass. I was like, oh my god.
That sword, yo.
That sword, yo.
Sword, yo.
So good.
Dodger's so gangsta, he has gangsta dreams.
I do, that's right.
Well, alright. So, the other part of that is that they showed us the option we now have to change the lighting of our characters. Actually, not just our characters, it affects all characters when we turn the lighting up and down. Do you guys think that was even anything that you really care about, or is it just like, oh wait, no, my character looks stupid in this bad lighting. I'm so glad that I'm going to look so much cooler, a little bit more brighter. What do you guys think? More brighter, nice.
Yeah, you got Adagio speak going on over there.
Adagio, yeah.
I think it's okay. I mean, it might be best for pictures, but other than that, I don't really see a point in it.
Alright.
I like.
Yeah, whatever.
Nah.
Lighting's never been like, I don't know, like the lighting's never really popped out at me for anything. It's always been, except for Ifrit. When I
And I'm
first went
happy
at
with
Ifrit,
it.
I was like, I'm shiny!
I think it's cool. Gilly, do you think it matters at all? Do people really care, hey, my character's not lighted up enough? Or
I don't think a lot of people care. The reason being is because some people actually don't have machines that can run this game to its full potential, so they have to turn it down. So can't really justify that, you know.
Yeah.
On top of that, like what Optical said, like yes, if you have the PC that can support it, yeah, it's an amazing thing, I guess.
It's nice. I think I have heard a couple of complaints about the lighting, like people being upset because the lighting makes their characters look weird. Like they made it in their character creator, and they got the character, and then afterwards they're like, this is not what I wanted. The lighting's all off.
Something that threw me off is like when you go into Rama, basically it looks like someone just buttered you up, and you're like all like lubricated and stuff. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's kind of awkward.
What exactly are you thinking about, Gilly?
I don't know.
Is that the greased up deaf guy we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, it came into Rama. He
Greased
made
up
sure
lighting.
everyone was touched and handled properly.
All right, let's butter you up
Rumah,
and go into heaven's womb.
remove, whatever you want to call it, valiant deeds.
Y'all can't catch me!
Yeah, I think it was kind of a moot point, but you know, I guess they just said he was thinking about it. He's like, hey, I got this new cool option. Now I can change the lighting in here, and it looks different. And it's something you probably just want to show off real quick.
Yeah, it might be something that they're really hype about with being DX11.
Well,
Because I know, like, when I saw they had the tech demo for DX12, and that was one of the things they focused on too, was, hey, we can control the lighting. We can, you know, we can control how the lighting looks and things. Like, that was one of the big things with DX12. So I think it's one thing that they're just really hype about with DX10 as well.
I gotcha. I mean, yeah, I'd be hyped about it too. I'm hyped. I'm going to use DX11 as soon as I get a chance. It's going to make the game look tons better.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even though it looks good now, it's going to look like fantastic. So let's talk about the mechanics of the fight and what you guys noticed. What did you see about this video that is notable with the new Primal? If we wanted to analyze it a little bit, what's something that we could point out?
Yoshi P pulls too early?
Yeah, he does. I'm sure his AFK party was upset about that.
Right?
Yeah.
He's
Adagio,
a little
Gilly.
It's okay.
Oh, he's a lawless, stupid content.
Yeah, he's a Gilly. That's right. I'm excited. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a circle, whatever. And everybody's hating on circles, but you know, I think that the background and the arena look really well done. So I don't really care that it's a circle, whatever. That's not any of my business. But
None of your business.
it's probably worded wrongly, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely excited about the arena. I'm hoping that those fences do fall away and we get another like Titan hard mode mechanic going on, because that's always fun having those non-recoverable mechanics in the fight.
Yeah.
Definitely hoping that's something.
They made a point that there are fences around there and that there's a possibility of those fences breaking. So it should be something that has like a non-recoverable mechanic in there.
Yeah.
Gilly?
Can I say one thing, that he looks like General Grievous from Star Wars?
He does. He does. You're completely right.
Maybe that'll be one of his
That's where
moves
you
where he
went.
spins all four swords down
I
at the
went
same
there.
time.
That's
That's where you went? I went with Kali.
Why not
Ah.
Gilgamesh? He has swords. He has arms, right? Lots of-
He's fat.
Okay. Good point.
And he has a green chicken.
Green chicken. Awesome green chicken.
I have that green chicken as a minion. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun fight, but we didn't really get to see much of it, which really sucked. He just kind of like, hey, look, there he is. He's there. You wish
Yeah.
I did some more interaction
camera.
with him so you could see what the fight looked like, but ha! You're just going to look right at him, and then he's going to kill me, and that's going to be it.
Well, he did make a point. They did make a point to have the AFK party as their party, to have the 3 new classes in it. So I think there's something there as well. I think they've said that before, is that the new content is going to be geared to be using the new classes.
I hope it's
So-
not required, though.
I don't think it'll be required. I think it'll just be one of those things where, like, this might be a little easier if you use this. There's going to be ways to get a... I mean, I don't think they're going to... Like, I don't see them saying, you have to have a Machinist or you have to have a Dark Knight. But if you do, that's the way the mechanics are supposed to be built around. Because, I mean, you look at any of the coils now, you look at how they're done, and they're not done how they're, you know, how they originally intended them to be. At least not very many of them are.
I'm going to be completely against what you just said. I hope that these fights are not dedicate it to those new classes. Because that's the one thing that I hate is like when I go into a fight and they're like, oh, you don't have a monk in your group? You don't have Dragon Kick? You didn't build your group properly. Like, F you, I can do this fine without it.
No, I don't, like, I'm not saying that. I think it's more of, I don't think it's going to be that strict. I think it's going to be, look, we would prefer to have Dragon Kick because it does this. We can get by without it, but I think that, like, it would make it easier. Just like, you know, like some of the DPS checks in turn 11, for instance, are a lot easier if you have a ninja that can do, you know, put the vulnerability on there. It makes that DPS check easier, but you don't need it. Like, you don't absolutely. It's not a make or break situation, but it's something that does make it easier. And I think that's what we're going to see. Is we're going to see mechanics that are going to be like, okay, if we have a machinist that has a turret, it's going to make this a lot easier, but we don't absolutely need it.
Okay.
You know that fights don't require anything. Come on, our freaking group, Final Coil, no mage. Come on. Nothing is required in this.
Yeah, no mage. Don't need it on
We have
T13.
2 bards.
F it.
T-bards, no casters. Fuck it. We got T13 down. Nothing is required in this game, so...
It would be crazy if they made it required. But then again, we'll see how those mechanics work out. And I think more of having those new classes in there was just to say, hey, here's the new classes. This is Heaven's Ward, so you have to have all of them in there so we can showcase it to you with all of them in there. We'll see. That's an interesting thought, Optical, but I'm going to be upset if there's like, well, we have an Astrologian in here now, and this means that if you don't have an Astrologian in there, now the fight's 10 times harder. Or it's harder because you don't have that Astrologian in there. And then we'll have a group make up, oh, well, we can't have Scholar White Mage, we just want Astrologian, and then whatever. So. Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be that way. Because, I mean, looking at, I think, like I said, I think it's going to be one of those things where having a class may make it easier, but it's not going to make it. And I see it being more on a Machinist than a Scholar or a Dark Knight, to be honest.
I'm going to be happy being required then. Maybe I'll change my tune, because I'm going to be Alright, so one thing, he has a cleave ability. Oh, so, everyone usually has a cleave ability, so don't stack on the tank for this fight. I saw that being used. The only other thing I saw was that there was a buff he put on himself right before they ended the stream, or ended the showcase of it. And I don't know if it was an immunity buff, or what exactly it was. Did you guys notice that at all, or was that just me?
I did notice the buff. I don't think it was an immunity. It really didn't last very long. It might have been a damage buff.
Repel buff?
I don't know, but I did see it on there. It only lasted like 3 or 4 seconds.
So now, now that I'm thinking about it, it would be kind of awesome, like, oh, when this buff goes up, you can't attack the boss for 5 seconds or you'll die. Because it will counter all damage to you.
That'd be interesting.
Because people seem to like that mechanic, right? That are actually paying attention, I mean.
The people that die in S ranks that don't know that they shouldn't attack physically when the buff is up.
What do you guys think about there being a repel mechanic on it? Do you think that'd be kind of cool, or...
It's in every game. To be honest, it's about time we got one.
Yeah. Optical?
I don't know. It was too quick for me to really pay attention to.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't... I mean, it could be something where you kind of... Like, you have to do something specific in order to remove that buff or something. I don't know. Or it could be a wait timer. Like, you have to wait a certain amount of time and just kind of fight through it.
Yeah. Well... The only other notable part about this is that the HP here is lower than what he was when he was showing off Black Mage, so it looks like maybe they're level synced. Yeah. So are they having low level? Is this like a low level primal?
Might be like a trial, I think.
They're all level 54, but is he in his final gear there? And I
think he was level 60 when he was showing off the skills.
I don't think they're level synced because...
Well, look at the little mark next to their levels.
Is it there? I can't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't notice it in the video.
Yeah, and I think it says 54.
Yeah, they're all 54.
Okay, then there we go. So yeah, this is a level sync. So you guys are going to be able to fight this 4 levels into the expansion. Or probably sooner, because they level sync it...
I think Ravana is 35, or 53. He has it targeted there. Can you zoom in and see?
Oh, gosh. I think it is 53. It says 53 on it. It's really hard to see on this picture. Sorry. But, well, okay. Then you would be able to fight it at level 53. That's still pretty early. And for some reason, I didn't put that together that they might put a primal in there before you hit max level. So maybe it's a story mode thing that, kind of like Ruta was, and Titan, and Ifrit.
Yeah, and
then
they
we hit
might have. They'll probably have like hard modes and extremes later too.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll have the wonderful whale at the very end, at level 60 maybe. Maybe they'll
Bismarck.
have it. Yeah, Bismarck.
Oh, Bismarck.
Well, I'm excited for him. I think he's going to make a good fight.
I want that Bismarck mount. I think is what that was.
There's no way that he's a mount.
Well, if you look in, I think it was in the benchmark video when they showed them all flying on the different flying mounts. There was the one giant one mount, the dude that was on.
The serpent, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Stingray thing?
I don't know. I can't remember offhand. I know it was a big, huge mount, and I want it.
Yeah. I know Bismarck ate one of them, which was pretty satisfying to see.
He ate you.
He didn't eat me. He ate somebody else.
Yeah, he ate you. It was the one that you were on. He just kind of comes.
No, I wasn't the person in the center of that video. I was a different one. Okay. Let's jump into flying. And with the flying, we kind of found out how we get to fly in Heaven's Ward, which is kind of a weird, it seems like a weird system to me, a little bit complicated for what it is. So you get to, in the main story, you'll get a couple of these things called wind currents. And then later on when you're going through that zone, you'll get more wind currents, and when you get enough, I think you piece them together, and once you piece them together, you are accessible to fly within that zone. It seems like a kind of neat gate, but at the same time a weird gate. So my first question is, does this process make sense to you guys? Are you confused at all by it? Does it seem a little bit confusing?
I think it's fine, honestly, and I really don't care that you have to attune, quote-unquote, to be able to fly in an area. I mean, these devs have put in so much time and energy in making these zones. You want to get out there and explore it and, just see it. I mean, we have like 2 weeks until any actual end-game starts dropping, so what's the rush to get to flying and not experience any of the game, really?
Exactly. I mean, I think that's the reason why you can't get to it. They want you to see all the stuff they made. Gilly, do you understand the process? Do you think it's a good process?
To be honest, it's just, I don't know. I'm not really too fond of like exploring. I just kind of want to. I don't know. My mindset right now is just trying to get to 60 as fast as possible. That's the thing. It's like I'll probably explore and enjoy the rest of the content in the moment I'm done. I'm kind of stressed out trying to get the Dark Knight to 60 before our first raid day, which is gonna be insane.
So as a kind of hardcore leveler, you feel like this is gating you and you're upset.
Yes.
Okay.
It's conflicting.
Optical, what are your thoughts on the whole process?
I think it's it's an interesting new way of going about it, and I really like it. I really do. I mean, I'm in the same boat where it's like, okay, this is kind of slowing me down, but at the same time, like, I know me and my group, we've kind of talked about it, and I think we've kind of come to the conclusion that Alexander doesn't come out for 2 weeks, so it kind of gives you enough time. Like, I don't think we're going to be raiding in that first weekend. It's going to be, let's get everybody leveled up and then get into Alexander the day it launches, and then we can figure out where we're going from there. So I really, and 10 levels really isn't all that bad, especially with everybody knowing how to efficiently do it. And I think it's going to be fun, and I think it's a really interesting way to go about it, and it's something that hasn't been seen before in another game, as far as I know.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking they're just going to make you pay somebody a certain amount of gil, and then you could fly in that zone.
Yeah, or like you had to go to like all the Aetherites and once you attuned to all the Aetherites, then you were attuned to the zone itself. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of a funky way to do it, but I guess it's unique, and Final Fantasy XIV can be unique in those kind of ways. So, not that bad of a thing. But in general, with gating flying, let's just talk about the reason why they're gating flying. Adagio, what do you think is the reason for them gating it?
Again, like I said, so that you don't get your flying mount as soon as you hop into Ishgard and fly over everything and go from quest hub to quest hub. They want you to be out there. They want you to experience this. They want you to go through all the toils of dodging mobs, and because I mean the mobs are harder, and they've spent so much time making these maps. They want you to experience this game. They don't want you to just go from quest hub to quest hub. Not because at that point, if you do that, you're not even like reading the quest. You're not getting involved in the story. You're just leveling as fast as you can. Because I mean that just promotes that kind of behavior.
Gilly's not reading the quest anyways.
Well,
I didn't do
Yeah,
that
neither
when
am
I
I.
first started
Yeah,
the
neither
game,
am I.
actually.
Well, fine. I'm the only person that cares, and I like it.
Adagio, I care with you. I think it's going to be kind of enjoyable to go through the story and everything.
And that's why I gotta find a replacement tank for first raid day.
I'm gonna have my freaking paladin leveled before you get Dark Knight. That's all I say.
I honestly think it's just a developer appreciation thing. So they're just forcing you to appreciate their content that they've worked on for years now.
Let me ask you this,
Well-
guys. Are you guys scared that the expansion may suck? Like, does any of you actually question that? Like, maybe, you know, it's not going to provide the juiciness.
Gilly,
that we
you
all
shut up with that blasphemous talk right now.
If this was going from 1.0, then I would have a little bit of question. But with the magnificence or the mastery that they have recrafted into 2.0, I have no concerns about 3.0.
All right, let's make that a general question. We'll just jump into that a little bit more at the end of the conversation, and we'll see if we think that Heaven's Word is ready or not. But think about those answers.
Well, to kind of go off of what you were saying
Yeah.
with the
Being gated.
yeah, I don't think it's more of a developer appreciation. I think it's more of they want you to feel like you've actually accomplished something, and that's something I love about this game is that when you do something like that's hard, you feel accomplished. Like you feel like, yes, I did that. That took me like. I can't tell you the relief I got when I finally got my Zeta. After even all the nerfs, I was still like I felt like I absolutely accomplished something. And I think that's where their intentions are.
Got a quick question thrown in there. Now that Zeta is going to be completely useless, are you still happy you accomplished that?
Oh yeah, and I love my Zeta. I absolutely love it. It's the best looking Zeta in the world. I spent a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm content with even if they made it to where it was an important part of the expansion, I wouldn't have touched it. I just because I'm going into machinist. What's the point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are actually still working on it right now, and they're happy with working on it. And it's more of a glamour thing. Is if you get it at the very beginning of Heaven's Word, you're going to have an easier time getting your next step of it. So
Yeah, I said it in previous shows. I did my relic, and I'll do the next relic because it gave me something to do in game, kept me logged in. Gave me something to do between patches when there was a little downtime. So
I
enjoyed
find playing different classes more enjoyable than leveling my Zodiac. So once I get everything maxed up, maybe I'll do that. I'll have to get through crafting because I think crafting is going to be more interesting than leveling up my Zodiac. So, which I don't think crafting's at all interesting, but. Yes, the machinists are going to be. I'm going to be a machinist tank probably, with people that we have going tanking. So
You're gonna do exactly what Yoshi did. You're gonna pull Ravana and die in 2 hits, and then
no,
that's your
my turret will take at least one of those hits, right?
Okay, 3 hits.
All right. Well, let's go into discussion with all the new actions. Let's just do a quick overview because we're actually going to go into a deep, in-depth conversation next week about all the different actions and job classes and everything, all the theory crafting and everything. But what are you guys most excited for in regards to the changes that were with the jobs? Like, what job, if you had to pick one, you're like, man, I am so amped up for it because I saw the changes for it.
Paladin. Woo!
Paladin. What did you like about Paladin?
I like that we're gonna getting multiple combos and how they branch off. You're gonna have your main mitigation or your main threat combo, Rachel Filoni, obviously, and then everybody's showing off their vapes. I don't have a vape, sadly.
I don't either, man.
Sorry.
And then, of course, you have your combo that goes into dots, and I don't know how many combos they have exactly. And I like the new self-defenses that they have. I'm going to enjoy learning how to get my new rotation up, and I'm going to enjoy learning Paladin all over again.
And blocking damage for other people, which you're probably going to be doing more of, right?
Does that mean you get 4, 5, 6 now?
Yeah, you do. You will get an extra combo.
Yes,
so
I will get 4, 5, 6 now, damn it. And I'm happy.
They get their DPS combos so they can actually off-tank properly.
Yeah.
Hey, I can off-tank pretty
No,
well.
off-tank is ridiculous. It's like over-amped right now for
It's
Paladins.
overkill, yeah. Your extra slashing, actually, is really overkill.
Yeah. They really have to separate some of that stuff up. Gilly, what job would you say you're most interested in after seeing the changes?
The more I think about it, I think I'm going to say Warrior this time around.
So both the classes you guys play?
Yeah, because I do like how Dark Knight looks, but on the same scale, like, they're doing so much more changes to my class. And then the moment Yoshi P's, like, oozed out the words DPS stance on warrior. I just
Deliverance.
basically, I just flipped my keyboard. I'm like, I'm done. This game's done.
All right, I'm done. Warrior's mine.
He skipped the table, went straight for the keyboard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically. I just thought about it. It's like I can almost do as much DPS as any melee. You know.
Yeah, it's possible. It's completely possible. We'll see how that works out, though. I mean, you're going to have a whole accuracy bonus when you go into a defensive stance. Seems like it's going to make it weird for how you need to focus your stats. Do you not need to focus accuracy as much? But if you don't, then you won't be able to DPS as much if you don't still have your accuracy up there. And when you switch to a tank, it's going to be overkill.
Well,
So-
it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I guess if you're main tanking and then you switch to defense stance, so yeah, you're going to be getting hit from. You're going to hit the boss from the front, so you get more accuracy. But then when you switch to off tank, you're going to be dropping your accuracy to hit from the flank. So it would make sense because I mean, even I squeezed by with 550 accuracy on turn 13, and I think it's 558 for tanks. I actually main tanked turn 13 with 551 accuracy, so it's not too bad.
Okay. But when
So
you
I'll-
miss that third combo in the very beginning,
I missed like one or
butcher's
two.
block, yeah, it kind of hurts you a little bit. So they also said this weird thing with warriors that I thought was interesting, that if you get attacked head on while doing a certain move, then you parry it, but if you go to the side, like you turn to the side real quick, then you'll do a critical attack.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're hitting a sweet spot or like a weakness spot.
No,
I
no,
guess.
no, he's hitting you on the side though, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like the end. I thought it was like the boss. Like when you went to the flank, you hit him and then you crit. Whereas like if you're in the front, it's basically all raw damage. You don't
That
have.
would make a lot more sense to me if that's the case, because I read it as you have to turn to your side and let him hit you from the side so you can do extra damage to him. But maybe I just read it completely wrong. That's why it was so goofy to me. Opt1kal, what job are you most excited for? Hearing all the changes.
Astrologian.
Astrologian.
Astrologian. And Scholar. I love the fact that I can now eat my fairy.
Yeah.
I've already been theory crafting that. I'm like, look, I'm going to pop my fairy away, and then I got to make sure that I have Swift Cast Summon back up, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Already. That's just that. That's how it is.
Okay. What do you?
Although I was hoping for them to show off the Scholar limit break, because I'm really, really hoping for their limit break to be that I open up a bag or something, and a whole bunch of fairies come out of nowhere and like lift everybody up, and like stand them on their feet, and then pat them on the back, and then fly away.
That is
'Cause that'd be
goofy.
amazing.
I would love to see it though.
It makes so much sense, though. It makes so much sense.
It'd be like a lot of animation. Well, I guess they do a lot of animation for limit breaks anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what about Astrologian? What did you like about Astrologian?
Just the way that they are. You know, I'm a huge stickler for playing the harder classes, and so being able to be able to master both mitigating like shield stance and main healing stance, and then on the top of that the whole like RNG basis of it. I've been thinking about it more and more, and I'm actually more excited for it. I think it's a lot more thinking on your feet than it is as a scholar now, because now you draw a card. It's like, okay, do I want to hold this card, or do I want to spend it right now? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean that's card captors, which I don't even know anything about, but Kerr knows lots about here, and she was telling me because her name's Kerberos, and if you know card captors, you know what that is from.
No.
Yeah, but it's kind of like to me, I think Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah.
But I think it would be kind of fun. Well, what did you guys think about Black Mage?
I thought it was interesting how they have the whole ley line mechanics and how they have to have that special buff to do their 4th tier spells. I think, of course, the whole rotation is going to be completely changed out, and I'm not going to be able to learn it, but I'm sure Denz is probably going to figure it out, and he's going to tell me, he's going to hop on my stream like, you're doing Black Mage all wrong. And I'm like, yeah, I know, sorry.
Let me paint circles on the floor. It's
Whoa.
the Illuminati symbol.
That's the other thing though, is that the ley lines, can you only drop it like if you drop it, can you drop it more than once?
You
You
have
can
to
drop-
actually skill into it, actually. It's kind of like the Paladin 1-2-3 combo. You have to do a certain chain of combos in order to
No.
do haste.
Oh,
No.
really?
The Yoshi was just dropping it right down. He didn't have anything
Yeah,
placed.
that's what I thought.
If you dropped it down, it gives you the haste buff, and you have to stay within that circle. If you hop out of the circle, it disappears.
Friends,
but
correct
can
these
you, like,
guys. Correct these guys in the chat.
can
No,
you-
you're wrong,
But
Gilly.
I'm
You're
saying, like,
freaking
can you
wrong.
drop it here, and then drop it somewhere else, like right next to you? And
I think you just
no,
keep
it
one
area.
up. It
It's
would
on a
make sense.
timer. It's
yeah.
on a cooldown timer. You drop one,
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's right at the feet of your caster, your black mage. You don't like get to place it on the ground. I think it just drops right on top of you. and then it stays in that position, and it's on CD. You could stay in that, or if you hop out of it, then it's gone.
Oh, okay. Because I know I was talking with another black mage, and we were theory crafting on their new opener.
Well, there's a lot of people, and that's what's really crazy. What do you guys think about all these people who already have theories on how all of their classes are going to play, even though we still don't have enough information really on these classes?
Well, theory crafting you're always going to run into no matter what.
I mean, it's like, it feels almost like wasted theory crafting, because I don't think that any of these theories are going to hold once we know more about the classes.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions based off of how the classes play in theory. If you have questions, so if you want me to go ahead and ask those, I will.
All right, go ahead and let's shoot 'em out.
We got Rusty Marriott. He wants to know if the Dark Knight can DPS. I'm going to say probably better than Paladin, but probably not as high as a Warrior. I don't know though.
Do you know how many people would be pissed off if you can't DPS with a Dark Knight? I mean, it's not going to be like a role that you can't come in and say, hey, I'm a Dark Knight and I'm going to be a DPS role, but they're going to be able to DPS of some sort. They're going to have two stances. One's called Grit, I think, which I think is the tank stance, and then there's another one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone is going to have a stance of some sort. But what do you guys think about that, too? What do you guys think about everybody getting stances? It was like Oprah Winfrey just gave, you get a stance, you get a stance, you get a stance, you get a stance, screw you, Ninja. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's interesting. I think it's going to make all the classes more involved, more dynamic, because obviously you have to have the right stance up for the right part of the job, and it's just going to make things a little more switched up and more specialized based off of what you're doing in the battle.
It'll bring out the true tryhard out of everybody, to be honest. Because I started stance dancing when I was in Paladin, and then I started doing it with Warrior. I don't know, like when we went into Final Coil, just because we needed to make a DPS check, and that's when I started dropping Defiance, and I'm like, okay, I have 8k HP, I can't get hit by anything or else I'll die.
Yeah, your bonus is gone. They're going to have a really good stance for you to jump in and out, and your RAF stacks aren't going to drop off from doing that, which is the important part, right? That you're going to be able to keep up your stacks while you're going to DPS and tank mode.
Yeah, they're saying it also will carry, like, like if you're in a DPS stance, you'll get a different set of stacks, too. Like, it actually, there's an ability that's supposed to switch it. Like, if you have 5 RAS stacks, it'll carry over into your DPS stack. And whatever ability you can use, it'll just blow into that.
Exactly.
So it's cool.
What do you think about everybody getting stances, man?
I love it. I mean, I've always been a kind of person that's like, okay, let's see, how far we can push the class, and I never thought about stance dancing on a scholar until recently, until I was like, okay, I talked to some of the other guys that, are obviously a lot better scholars than I am. And they're like, no, you should do this. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And it just becomes more fun of a class. I love classes that are more engaging and, they're almost, I don't know. Like, it's more action-oriented than having to just sit there. Like, I play a Paladin every once in a while, and I think I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? Paladin gears drop. I'm not going to let it hit the ground. I'll snag it for my Paladin. And so, like, playing a Paladin, nothing against them, I'm just sitting here, like every time I tank on them, I'm like, oh, okay, swap, and that's just how it is for me. So playing a scholar, I'm like, yeah, let's do things and stuff, and yes,
stuff is great.
Yeah. So
with a lot of these new rotations, do you guys think that the tanks and healers, they kind of have, we were talking about this earlier, a kind of a role where once they get used to the fight, they're DPSing. They're finding a way to DPS and add extra stuff. So the new actions and everything that they're adding to it, are we trying to encourage people to say, hey, you have to do more than just tank, or you have to do more than just heal?
Not at all. I mean, it depends on how comfortable you are with the fight, to be honest. Like, how comfortable are you as a player to disregard your main job and then go into an off job, It's like, I'm main tanking, so I'm going to switch to a DPS while I'm doing it, You
don't think it's going to force players into being like, it's expected of a player to stance all the time and do DPS and heal and DPS properly and tank? I mean, it's something that will make you a better player, but are people going to say, if you don't do that, then you're complete trash?
I hope it doesn't turn the community to something like that. I mean, that would be a really ugly community for sure to see. Well, ugly side of the community to see. But on the same scale, it's, it's promoting that, yeah, this game has a lot of good people playing it.
No.
I think that like some classes are going to be expected to stand stance. I think that Dark Knight is expected to stand stance. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't too clear on
I
that.
think
And
probably.
something like Scholar was expected probably to stand stance. But I mean, other than that, a stand stance is probably just like a added bonus after that. Like, oh, I'm not main tank right now. I could switch over to Sword Elf and start DPSing some more. Probably on most of the fights when you first get in there, there's not going to be a lot of stand stance to begin with when you're learning the fight. But once you get comfortable, like Gilly said, with the fight and with your group, you're going to be trying to optimize DPS anywhere you can.
Opt1kal, do you think that we're going to be kind of in that community where you have to dance?
No, I think even now, you don't really see that here. I mean, even now, I can tell you, I've never been questioned on why at least by the party that I'm with, I've never been questioned why I'm not DPSing on a Scholar. I can tell, I mean, and I've never even looked at a tank or seen a tank go, hey, why aren't you, or somebody else going, hey, why aren't you DPSing as a warrior? Like, you should be pulling more DPS heads. I've never seen that in game. Now, as a streamer, on stream, I've had people come in and be like, why aren't you DPSing more? And it's more of I take it more of as a inquisitive question than anything else. Is, why aren't you DPSing more? You could be pulling a lot more than that. And my simple answer is I just don't know this fight well enough to be comfortable in doing that. And I don't trust the white mage to be comfortable in doing that. And normally it's like, oh, okay, understandable. So I don't see it being a major issue. I mean, the community in this game is amazing compared to other games, and I don't think it's going to degrade to that. So,
No.
I actually have experienced the opposite, honestly. When I was leveling my Scholar, I did low level, I think it was Hawk Manor, and I ended up pulling the boss off of the tank. There's a paladin tank, a low level paladin. And he started yelling at me. He's like, "Why are you DPSing?" I'm like, "I'm a dot class. I'm doing dots. That's what you do. You throw dots and everything." He's like, "No, you're the freaking healer." I'm like, "So you just want me to stand here and let my fairy do it?" I didn't even talk to him after that. I was like, "Whatever." But I got yelled at for stance dancing and doing damage while I wasn't healing. I was like, "Okay, whatever, dude."
I think there's a lot of confusion on that with at least early players. They don't really understand what it is. And then there's people who have played for a while and they feel like, well, if I'm healing, you're doing a bad job, so whatever, I don't care. So hopefully we're not seeing like more in-depth, toxic, I guess, players from that, but it's hard to, if they do exist, they're going to be gone in a month or two when they beat all the content and they're like, I don't care about the game anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've never experienced it myself. I have had people, I will say I have had people that have come to me in game outside of like parties and stuff and said, hey, should I, how's DPS on a Scholar? It's come up in conversations, but it's never been something that's kind of like, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. You're not doing it. You're not playing this game properly, blah, 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 blah. It's more of an inquisitive, like, why don't you do this? Why aren't you doing that? So,
Okay. Well,
I do have one more question for classes theory
Go
crafting. Legend of Myth asks what our thoughts are on the Bard's new song in Heavenward and if it's going to be worth utilizing while waiting for buffs.
yeah, well, I mean, waiting for buffs, are we talking about like before the fight starts, or?
I don't know. That's just, I read the thing verbatim, but what do we think of the new song that the Bard is going to be using?
I think it's kind of just making it kind of more like a machinist, which is kind of pissing me off a little bit because I thought machinists were going to be those people who had to stop and attack and jump out of that stance. But now bards are doing that where they don't have to stop completely, but when they're attacking, they have to sit there and do the cast and just wait for it to completely complete it. It's basically adding casting times onto their attacks. And when they if they move, it's okay, but they're not going to be able to get all that damage off of. I think it adds a new dynamic to bards, and it's going to be kind of exciting, and it's going to piss off probably a lot of people who are standing in mechanics that shouldn't be standing in mechanics. But,
stay out of the bad. Stay out of the bad.
No, I need to sit here and get my DPS off, man. Hold on.
I don't know. I mean, it's been confirmed that Wanderer's Minuet can be played alongside your other songs. So I think it's only going to do nothing but help bards with their DPS, and I think that they're really trying to slowly move bards away from the full support role and more into the DPS role that they should be, because it was a last minute decision to pull them from being a support to make them DPS, and they didn't have time to change all of their skills around. And so that's why they get queued as DPSs, but they have the healer limit break and things like that. So I think it's going to do nothing but help out the bards and get them really in the right direction. I think it's moving that class in the right direction to where they need to be.
I mean, it's an exciting change. I don't think that too many bards are going to be upset with it. Do you guys think? I think it adds a new dynamic. It makes bards less boring. That's all I'm going to say. Although you guys say that bards are a lot. Right now, they're kind of. I don't have 50 bards, so it's hard for me to comment on it too much. I know the bards I have are amazing, but I'm like, why are there so many amazing bards? Maybe it's easier. But that's just my horrible assumption. That's probably not true at all. And I get spoiled with my static bard and one of the other bards that I had to play with me, both May and Argent. So, I don't know. Do you guys feel like that's an adequate answer to that question?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, they have the songs for support, and I mean, like you said, you can play it alongside of the damage one, so why not have it in for periods where they don't need a dodge for a few seconds? They can put output more DPS, because I mean, when they're playing the other songs, they have the reduced damage outtake, so I mean, maybe that's just something to make up for that.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, always feel free to ask us, whether it sounds newbie or if it sounds you think it's just some offbeat thing that people don't care about, feel free. We love asking questions, and Adagio's job is to find those questions and make sure that they get addressed, as long as they're not complete troll questions, which even though troll questions get through sometimes. That's why he's here.
There have been more questions actually asked in chat, but they've already been answered, so I have like 2 more questions, but they're not really related to anything specific, so I'll wait till the end.
Sounds good. So I want to actually ask you guys real quick, because this is kind of my thoughts with the new jobs, at least. We had Astrologian, Machinist, and Dark Knight. I saw Astrologian, I was like, that's amazing. I saw Dark Knight, I was like, that's cool. And I saw Machinist, and I was like, really? It doesn't seem flashy. I didn't see any turrets in there. It didn't pull me in at all. Did you guys feel unimpressed by Machinist, or was that just me?
I love Machinists the way they look so far. I mean, we know they're going to have turrets. We don't know what the turrets are going to be as per right now, or if they're going to be like engaging with the turrets, or if they're going to be a drop and forget type deal. But I can tell you from the animations that I've seen, they look like they're a lot of fun to play. And what we know of with using the ammo shots, it seems like they're going to be even more fun to play with having your controlled RNG, I think, is how it was put. And, you know, having to almost like you have a little bit of control over your proc is going to help a lot. And, you know, it's completely away from what I was originally thinking, but I think they're going to be a lot of fun to play.
Looks like we got kind of mixed responses in there. We have at least one troll that's telling me that it looks awesome and calling me a dweeb. But the other ones are saying they don't look very impressive, but they still want to play it. Gilly, what are your thoughts? Did you think Machinist looked kind of interesting?
At first, I wasn't really intrigued by it, but the more I saw more videos of it and like what their motions and animations that they're going to be doing, it's starting to grow on me for sure. On top of that, it's a little bit more towards the future as far as like a new class base. So I'm kind of curious to see what else they'll do, you know, because they're introducing guns, and there really wasn't any like guns out there in the game besides like, you know, you saw the NPCs that were holding the muskets, but you know, you were expecting like a rifleman or something. Yeah, Corsair. But yeah, I'm actually excited to see what they do with it. I mean, it looks really cool. The fact that they're bringing machines to an actual class is what's really intrigued me the most.
Yeah. Dagio?
I think they had an interesting mechanic, and I honestly really want to see what all of the turrets do differently. I'm not sure if they covered that all in the live letter, what each of the turrets does specifically. But I think the class looks like it's going to be pretty fun to play, honestly. I mean, you have to balance out your ammo, when you can recharge your ammo, when you're going to stand still for the charge shot, where you want to put your turrets at. So, I mean, I think all in all, it's going to be a fun class, and it's going to be interesting to learn mechanics of it.
All right. Okay, maybe you guys are right, and I'm just going to... I might be a little bit peeved off, and we might have a few rants after Heaven's Word if I'm too bored with Machinist, but we'll see how that works out. Before we move on...
He goes back to tank.
Yeah, I'll go back to tank. I'm a warrior now. Dark Knight shoots lasers and jumps at things, which I thought was interesting because now Dark Knights, instead of lobbing a shield, they lob themselves.
That looks like it's a lot of fun. I want to be a human rocket.
Yeah. I'm really kind of excited. I was thinking of switching to Dark Knight just because of seeing that. But before we jump on into the next segment, do you guys have any other thoughts on, you know, the new jobs, the old jobs, the changes that they made?
I just think that it's pretty awesome. Like we said, with the different stances they're going to add in there, the new rotations, everyone's going to have to learn how to do new rotations. It's just, oh no, it's going to keep everybody interested in the classes. They're not going to be bored like, oh, I've been playing this class and doing the same rotation for a year and a half now. I really don't feel like playing this. You're going to have a completely new rotation. You're going to completely learn how to play the class over again. So I think that what they're doing is just keeping everything fresh and fun. And honestly, they can do whatever they want to the game. I'm going to continue to play it and love it. So.
Take good shit all over the game. I still love it. It's Final Fantasy, man.
Well, okay. No. I can't shit all over the game.
Okay.
It might have been a misnomenclature there, but you know.
Yeah. All right. Gillian, any other thoughts you want to leave with the class conversation?
I am good.
Okay. Opt1kal. Anything we felt like we missed that we should cover real quick?
No, I think everything's good. I can tell you, I'm super fucking hype over everything. Like I'm bursting at the seams here. Like, just give it to me now.
Yeah. And next week we're going to go into all the theory crafting and the crazy nonsense that we'll be talking with the classes again, and the jobs, just to make sure that we just dive in there, because I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of things they want to know about the classes and what everyone's thoughts are actually on it. So look forward to that next week. But let's jump in and talk a little bit about the equipment that they were showing off. I am a person who doesn't do a lot of glamour outside of the normal armor, and plus putting a Moogle head on the top is usually all I need to do to be content with my character. When you guys saw the equipment,
you were the naked Moogle guy. In
I was
stream,
probably
right?
the naked Moogle guy. It's completely possible.
Yeah.
I've been known to dabble in walking around Ishgard during beta and alpha as a naked Moogle man. But what did you guys think about all the equipment that's out there and that he was kind of showing off? And Yoshi is just known for this. Like during live layers, just picking up pieces of paper and showing them to the camera. Look, guys, it's cool. Look at this one. This one's cool. What did you guys think about it?
I've based most of my gear off of what the class abilities that they were showing off.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, as long as it's not Paladin Darklight, I don't care.
Darklight.
That should be so ugly.
Yeah.
Look at that first screenshot, though. It's Paladin Darklight.
It's different though. It doesn't have the freaking crazy ass horns.
You don't want to be a garbage can again? Come on.
No. I thought that the summoner thing, even though people don't like it, was extremely appropriate. It looked very much like a summoner to me. And those pictures, I think the gear looks pretty good. I'm very excited about getting this gear and checking it out on my character in game.
All right, Opt1kal. What did you think about the equipment they showed off?
I'm super excited for the new equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't glamour very often. Like when I do glamour, I glamour to make a matching set. Like right now, I've glamored like my gear is a combination of WAD and Poetics and Dreadworm gear, so I've glamored it all to kind of match, and that's it. But I don't glamour it to like the actual quote unquote glamour gear,
Mm-hmm.
except for one piece that I've ever done, and that was the Scylla hat of healing, because that thing looked terrible. So I glamored it to be a pair of golden sunglasses.
Yeah.
But other than
Nice.
that, I mean, I'm super excited for the new gear. I think it looks great. I think you can definitely tell they put a lot of work into it, and I'm super excited to get it and look at it and really see some. I'm just excited for new things. That's just how it is. Like I'm excited for new stuff. Oh, I can't wait.
Gilly, did you see any of the equipment that you were just like, oh, this is amazing?
I love all of them, actually.
Really?
My most favorite one was probably like the monk trench coat. It reminded me of like a Sherlock Holmes, and you're a monk, which is pretty badass. Because you're wearing his like black, like his his coat, like his brown jacket, and it just looks like you're a detective and stuff, but you're a monk, which is pretty interesting. And then, like the Dark Knight sword, my most favorite sword from the Dark Knight was that katana-looking one. I mean, that's the coolest thing. Like the moment I saw it, I was like, I'm sold. Dark Knight. That's me. That's all.
Yeah.
Me.
The Dark Knights look amazing, and some of the Dragoons looked really cool too. But then again, I don't know.
Did they show like 3 different Dragoon pictures there or something?
Yeah, they showed multiple of each class. I don't think they showed all of the classes, but they showed multiple of some of the classes, which was kind of weird. It wasn't really organized in any way, and you kind of had to guess on what class was actually there, because some of the weapons looked Like, maybe it could be a sword, but maybe it's a spear, because it's just the way they designed it. But, I don't know. I'm starting to come around to some of the equipment they showed, but at the time, I was like, give me more information about the classes. I was already just frustrated with not understanding half of what they were saying, and then, like, I wanted to know more about what the machinist was going to do. I felt so underwhelmed by that. When I got to these pictures, I was just like, okay, cool, man. Cool. Alright.
Frosty's like, just give me the things already.
Just give me the machinist. Give me all information. I don't care anymore. Alright, so the next part that was really, I actually thought was kind of cool to look at was the dungeons. They did a little dungeon video at the very end of the stream. Just tell me what your guys' impressions are. What did you guys think about it? And Optical, tell me your impressions first, if you don't mind.
I don't know. I mean, the dungeons, I love them. I think I'm excited to see what they bring. Honestly, I'm very excited. I know like 2 of them look very elegant themed, but
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, the dungeon in this game, like to do any dungeon in this game without protestation. But I could say, and I've thought about this very recently, Hawk Manor is really the only one that I truly like doing. The other ones I get in there and I'm like, yeah, it's a dungeon. You know, at this point in the game, I've been playing for so long, I'm like, it's another dungeon. Whoop-de-doo. Like, I've got other things I need to do. Let's fly through this. But when I get to Hawk Manor, I'm like, yeah, I'm in Hawk Manor. Let's do this.
Yeah, I like castle-y dungeons. Those always appeal to me. I wish there was more of those out there.
Yeah, and I think, although I will say, some of the dungeons that they showed off, I think 1 or 2 of them, I kind of was like, it's another Arm Vale, and I don't know how I like that. Mm-hmm. Because Arm Vale.
Arm Vale's wonderful. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You shut your mouth, Frosty.
It's great. It's a challenge. It's actually a challenge for people, and they can't just run in there and face through it. I don't know. I like it. I mean, it's not even that much of a challenge. It just takes.
The only challenge to Arm Vale is people pulling too much.
Yeah, not knowing how to deal with the first room. After that, and the second boss. Well, and not knowing how to eat fruit and how to deal with the second boss. Everything else about that dungeon is perfectly fine to me. Adagio, what are your thoughts on the new dungeons, man?
I really like the look and the feel of the new dungeons. I'm hoping that they actually give us challenging content in the dungeons, though, and not like what we've been getting in 2.0. Some of the dungeons, sure, in 2.0 were challenging, but then they nerfed the crap out of them, and then they got boring. I'm hoping that they definitely give us some difficult dungeons and difficult mechanics. And the bosses look pretty unique and interesting. I'm hoping that they have some pretty good mechanics behind them, too.
It's completely different from what Tia Miru was saying a second ago, where he's like, oh, these are boring and stupid. I think that they're very interesting, too. Gilly, what are your thoughts on the dungeons, man?
One that stood out to me the most was the book that looked like the Demon Wall.
Yep, of course.
The thing is about, like, when I started playing the game, my buddies were all already max level before me, and then they were like, dude, you need to do AK. You need to do AK. You need to get your Hoplite gear. I'm like, what's Hoplite? I thought Darklight was the shit. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so Hoplite is kind of like a secondary to that. So I wanted to get into that dungeon, but I was so undergeared. And then when I finally got into there, you know, I went against Demon Wall. So seeing that book and the Demon Wall creature inside of it makes me think like there's going to be another one where it just pushes you off the map. And AK was like the most hardest thing back before, you know, 2.0 happened, you know. It was the dungeon to run.
It was definitely difficult. And I think I didn't get to it until it was nerfed with the bees and everything was gone, and I think that kind of completely killed that entire dungeon.
Bees was really the hardest part of that fight, because once those bees came out, if your tank didn't pick them up fast enough, your healer was dead, and then that was the end of the group.
I mean, honestly, going through these dungeons, there was a couple of them that were elegant themed, there was a couple of them that seemed like they were outdoors, then there was some that was like fire, ice, lava, cave stuff, and then there's a library. And I thought that all seemed really interesting. I know there's one more that I'm probably missing, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that cathedral. Is that going to be like a
the cathedral?
Dungeon? So that looked like it was going to be really interesting. It's probably going to end up being something where we have to fight the Holy See or something during the storyline.
That would be great. But I would also like to say some of those bosses looked really cool. Some of them looked kind of like meh, you know, like whatever. But some of them were actually very interesting. Like the one that we were calling a toaster is actually a robot vault that I saw him open his face up. What do you guys? I mean, does that not seem interesting to you guys?
Definitely seems interesting, and like I said, I'm hoping that's part of the one where I was like, hopefully they have some really cool mechanics to go along with that.
All right. I think so. They should. I mean, that makes me want to do a library even more, seeing that boss and a demon wall boss. There's a couple of them, like the griffin. Oh, there's a griffin. Oh, there's a dragon. Okay, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal that much to me. But the one that I saw besides that was the owl chimera robot thing that looked kind of cool.
Another reskin.
Yeah, kind of another reskin. I don't know. I think it's interesting to look. Reskins are fine. You know, they can't completely create billions of different bosses, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Jazz Dungeon. There was some jazzy music going on there.
Isn't that the
Yeah, no.
library?
I thought that I had like multiple things playing in the background. I'm like, what's going on? Hold on. No, it's the same stream. What's going on with that?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we're all content with the dungeons. We're all happy. Thumbs up, right?
Yeah, I actually hope they bring those bees back.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Please bring them back. I was so pissed when they brought them back, but they were like little mini ad squishies.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
Wait, did they actually bring them back in the Demon Wall?
Not in the original, the newer Demon Wall, the newer AK hard mode. They have the bees at the very end, but they're not nearly what they were.
Oh, see.
And that Demon Wall fight in freaking AK hard mode is stupid. It's retarded.
Yeah, when I saw
the
4 of
first
them, I'm
Demon
like,
Wall fight though in AK regular, it was fantastic with those bees. It was amazing. And then they got rid of them, and now I sit there and I go in there and I'm like, I remember when this boss had bees. Everybody's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Seriously,
I remember
if
when
you
this
felt,
was difficult.
if you failed AK the original, you had to do the whole fight over again. You failed AK Demon Wall the hard mode. The timer goes down, the walls smash you, and then you go back in. The walls are completely gone, and you can kill the mobs at your leisure. It's like, really? Seriously?
It's not how it was when I first went in there. The walls were still there, but they reset to where you were when you died.
No, I think they must have nerfed it then, because I died once, and like the timer was gone, the walls were gone, and you just got to kill the mobs. And it's like, okay,
Oh, that's dumb.
yeah.
That's dumb.
Okay. Well, let's get off that salt real quick. There's a couple other little bits of information we got with the whole live letter. One was that this is something I'm going to be salty over. They're giving a guide to all the Japanese players, but they're not giving it to anyone else. What do you guys think about that?
leave it in Japan.
I think
Please.
it's Gilly. Didn't you say that they launched a Realm Reborn guide way later after the game was out?
They did.
In English,
They're
so-
only doing it up to 2.5 though. They're not going to do the Heaven's Ward.
So I mean, it might be something like that where they launch an English version way down the line. I mean, because they had the Japanese guide out long before then, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm basing this off of what Gilly said. Gilly said that there was a Japanese guide for ARR in one of the past shows, and that we didn't get the English version until a lot long after the game launched.
I got you. Well, I mean, so you guys don't care that they're giving a strategy guide to everyone in Japan except for and completely.
No, I mean, I care about it. It sucks. I want that guide. I want to, flip through it and look at all the cool things. But what can you do? You can bitch and moan about it, but
Come on,
maybe-
you can translate the
start a-
entire game through multiple different languages, but you can't translate a goddamn book between all the. I don't know. I'm being salty about it.
well, you know how long it probably takes them to translate the game? I mean, how long would it take them to translate the book?
Well, if you look at it from a business standpoint, though, look at how many times are you have you bought a guide for a game in America?
That's true. The Game Facts
I mean-
kind of killed that for me.
Yeah, you don't need to buy guides anymore. I mean, there's no point in it. There's Google. Whereas those guides probably sell really well out there because people not only buy them, more than likely they don't buy them for the information. They more than likely buy them for posterity's sake to say that they have that. I mean, I haven't touched a guide in a game literally since probably Earthbound.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use the guide for the information. I would just use the guide to look through it and be like, this is freaking awesome, and I have this guide.
Yeah, I mean, to have it, that would be cool. As a collector's piece, that would be really neat. And I might even, you know what? I wonder if there's a way to buy it anyway.
I'm sure you
might
could. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be someone in Japan that would be like, hey, I got this. You want to buy it for me for like 3 times the price?
I'm pretty
Can
sure
we get the
people will do it.
Japanese version? Maybe that's fine enough for me.
You
I don't
can
care.
import
Right?
it. Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be overpriced though. Maybe like $1,000 per book or something.
I don't know. I mean, I think they might release it for like on the Square Enix store later down the road. But I don't think it's something that we need now.
To be fair though, if you look at it though, YouTube, if you try to look up like any of the final coil or like any binding coil or guides in general for the game, the only ones that are actually producing any type of video guide or any type of guide in general is pretty much the Americans and stuff. Mm-hmm. Japanese don't post out their strats for like final coil. I mean, you see them kill it and that's it. They don't talk about it. They don't say anything. If I remember right, like majority of the Japanese players don't even use like a voice over communication system. Like they just basically type in chat.
Like that sounds like a myth. I don't know. Like
because when I watched the first T13 kill from Lucrezia, like there was no chat. Like they didn't even talk. Like all you heard was like the sound effects in the game in party chat. That was it.
Well, was it one that had like a streamed voiceover? They could have been talking and it's not included the voice.
I guess that's true, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I've seen them talk in chat. Yeah, I don't know.
From what I've heard, the way they do some of the fights is really strange too. Like, what was it? I think it was like the turn 9 strategy that they do. They tank the boss in the center of the room, which is
the strategies are different in Japan than they are here because we don't have a good communication between each other for those strategies. But I don't know. It's hard for me to ever imagine doing any of these fights without any kind of voice chat. I think, and we have so many mixed answers in the chat. Some say they don't use it, some say they use it a lot, some say they sort of use it. Maybe we need to do a Japanese episode, and we just discuss the Japanese community so everyone can kind of understand it better, because I really don't know that well either, how everything goes down over there. I just feel like I'm being kind of cheated by not getting the translated guide. I'll stop crying about it right now.
But then there's spoilers. There's spoilers.
Beats us.
I wouldn't use it until after I was done with everything. Probably. Right now, with playing Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2, give me that goddamn guide as soon as you can, because those games are miserable to play through. But
right. Same with Earthbound. If nobody's ever played Earthbound, when you bought the game, it came with a guide because it was that bad to play.
Earthbound's a good game, by the way. Good shout out.
I love Earthbound.
Yeah.
I want to play through Earthbound again.
Well, the other thing that we have is just kind of one of the last notes that they left off with was they're going to do the 3.0 patch reading and another live producer. This is going to be 22 at E3, like days before the pre-release happens. So we're going to know everything we need to know about Heavensward, mostly right before that pre-release. And they're going to give us a little information that they skipped out on this live letter because apparently 3 hours is too long for them. It's not too long for us. We can keep going. I don't care. But what do you guys, are you guys hyped for that? Are you guys all ready for Heavensward? After all this conversation we just had about this live letter, are we just like ready to punch a wall? And if that wall punch gives us Heavensward, are you going to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to contain. I want the game now. It's like, just give it to me.
Let's say if you punch the wall as hard as you can, there's a 1% chance that Heavensward will come out, but you only get one punch. Would you still punch the wall?
Of course. Yes. Why not?
Okay, I got you.
There's a chance.
You could break your hand and not be able to play it afterwards.
No, I'll play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go play with one hand. It's fine.
One-handed playing? Okay.
I got a Naga.
I've done T13 one-handed because, I've had a baby in one hand. Just make the mouse work for you.
You're a paladin. It's easy. Paladins are easy. Oh, yeah. Jesus. Yeah, Heavensward. God, I am ready for it. That's actually kind of exciting because I'm going to have Heavensward content before the game comes out because I'm just going to be watching E3 for all the information that comes from E3. I'm just going to sit there and absorb it. And it's going to be so much fun. And we'll have an episode before all that happens just hyping Heavensward so we can just hype that train even more. The next month is just straight hype train of Heavensward. So
I can't wait.
We were actually talking about this earlier, and Gilly kind of brought it up. Is he kind of worried that maybe the game will not be good? So that being said, do you think Heavensward is ready?
From the stream showing what they have shown, I think that they're plenty ready, and I think they're as ready to put the game out as we are ready to receive it. They're probably as ecstatic as letting it out as we are receiving it. So,
No lube though.
oh, yeah, no leave, just straight dry.
Jesus, Gilly, we gotta wait till after show for that.
A little razor blade, let it bleed a little bit.
Oh, jeez. We do not endorse any of that, guys. We are friendly guys. We are goddamn friendly. Optical. Are you hyped up for Heaven's Sword? Do you think they're ready?
Oh,
do you think they're ready for it?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm ready for it, to be honest with you.
Aw.
I really don't. Like, I think I'm just gonna get to Ishgard and stand there for a second and be like, this is really happening.
Aw.
I will say this though, is that I've already planned this. I'm gonna do a stream till I drop come Heaven's Word.
I thought about that. I unfortunately don't have the time. I want to do that, but I just don't have the time.
Here's the problem. Everyone else is
playing-
doing that while not streaming.
I'm playing
Yeah, true.
and streaming until I fall asleep at my computer.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I mean, I've done that a
that's-
couple of times, but we're not going
That's
to talk
what's
about
gonna happen.
All right. Well,
And I'm getting the physical collector's edition, so even if I can't log into the servers, I've got my little statue to play with.
that.
that is amazing. So let's. The sucky thing for me is, I'm sorry, it just took me a second to get over that. After playing Heaven's Ward and or not playing Heaven's Ward, after seeing all this stuff and being ready to play Heaven's Ward, I'm actually going to be on call, working 24 or 18 hours a day starting June 19th for 1 week. So I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be at my computer. I'll be able to play, but if I get like a work call, I have to take it. So I have a whole week where I'm going to be playing the game very choppily, and it sucks. Some of you guys may think, well, what the hell are you going to do with MogTalk on Monday? We're going to have a special host. And the special host is going to be Kuroa. I hope you guys are actually excited for that. She is going to just completely nail down everything for you guys. You saw her talking here in a conversation. She's been on the chat for a few times, and she's more than excited to host. It'll be the first time she's hosted, too, so you guys be gentle on it. Oh, of course I gave it away. Of course I gave it away. Oh.
Unfollowed. Unfollowed, unsubscribed. Chargebacks on all the donations.
Yeah, charge back on the donations. Yeah, she does have some donations into me, so she could do that. So, also there's another thing that I want you guys to know. If you're really hyped, even after watching all this, you're like, man, I need more information about Heaven's Ward. I need to know more and more. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 p.m. Pacific, there's a guy who actually demoed Heaven's Ward. His Reddit user is Archer Nick. He'll be doing a Twitch stream kind of going over everything he experienced while demoing it. So maybe we could pull a little bit more information from it there. If you're interested in it, here is a Reddit post directing you that way. I would recommend you guys watch it if you want to dive into it. I'll probably be watching it, to be honest with you. And then after that, you know, there's State of the Realm that'll be up, and yeah, I recommend you guys watching that too, because those guys are awesome. Alright. Woo them, definitely. And up, there we go. Okay, so any final thoughts you guys have before we end the show off?
Man, I just want to get in friggin' Heaven Word and level to 60, get to all that storyline. I'm looking forward to the story, and I'm looking to get into these new dungeons and learning my paladin rotation and just killing it. Can't wait.
Yeah. Gilly?
Pray I don't die.
Oh, you're
Anyone who's
die.
going to be watching
I'm not
the
going to
stream,
group with you, man.
Please call 911.
Oh, you die if you, like, just fade off? People do that, and that's... I do want to put a warning out there. Don't play and not eat and not take care of yourself during Heaven's Ward, because there's people in China who have done that and died because of it, so don't do that. Optical, same thing for you, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, I will say this, that, you know, I stream 7 hours a day, and that's a long time to do streams. And so what I do is I've kind of adopted this habit of every hour I try and take a 3-minute break just to kind of get up, walk around. Like, there are times where I'll have one break and I'll go and I'll make food and I'll leave the food in the kitchen. And then my next break, I get up, I go out there, I take a couple bites, and it's just a way for me to get up and actually just walk around and kind of, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always be healthy when you're doing your long gaming sessions. You know, a break every hour. It doesn't even if it's just 3 minutes. Like it goes by really quickly. Like you have no idea how quickly 3 minutes is.
I'm with you there, man. So, do you have any closing thoughts before you leave? I appreciate you being on the stream again. By the way, it was really awesome to have you on here, Optical.
No, thank you for having me. Like it's been a blast, and I absolutely enjoyed it. I had a great time.
Yeah, man.
Other than that, no, just get hyped.
Get hype.
That's about it.
We'll get you on the show again coming here in the future. If you'll come and be on the show, of course.
Oh, of course. Why could I say? How could I say no to you, Frosty?
Fair enough. Be on the show tomorrow. We're going to do one at 2 a.m. I'm just joking.
All right.
Okay, so before we leave, I want to make sure everybody knows where you can find everyone. And Gilly, where can they find you? Why should they find you?
You can find me on www.twitch.tv/furpeace. And then on Twitter, Gillist. And Instagram, if you have that, Sir Gilliam. I'll type it all in the chat here in a sec.
Okay. Adagio, where can they find you? Why should they find you?
Oh, they should find me because I'm freaking awesome. That's just period. But they can find me on Twitch at Adagio_Andante. My Twitter, is AdagioAndante02. And I also have a Facebook. I believe it's Adagio_Andante also. I don't know. You can go to my homepage on Twitch and it has everything linked over. So that's the easiest way to find anything me.
All right. Optical, where can they find you and why should they join your ship?
You can find me on the Twitch, obviously, at twitch.tv/optical, Opt1kal. And if you want to join the ship, just come by and hang out. Hit the follow button. Become part of the lounge. Hang out in the lounge for as long as you can. And it's always fun times. If you have any questions, I'm always willing to answer. You can also find me on Twitter at twitter.com/optical, Opt1kal, same thing. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have a YouTube. I'm thinking about getting a YouTube started up, but that's a lot of work, and maybe we'll see.
It can be a lot of work.
Yeah. So, other than that, you can find me in game. My main is on Gilgamesh, and my alt is on Behemoth, and my alt's name is literally Opt1kal, OPTI, and then the last is KAL. And I was forced to change my name to that. Zordon's calling me. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait.
Go Power Rangers.
Nice.
Yeah, sorry. Zordon is calling me.
Sorry.
Other than that, my main on Gilgamesh is Silver Star Surveyor, which you can get from my channel. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, everybody check out their channels. Follow them. I posted links up here for you, so just go to their channels and make sure you follow them. Stick with us for a little bit. We will do a little bit of after show here, just while we wind things down and find someone that we can actually follow. And hey, Puko, how you doing? How you doing, Puka? The important thing is that you guys give me suggestions and you guys leave me comments for anything you think we need to change about the show, because I make this show for you guys. This entire thing is so that you guys can have something that I feel is definitely necessary. You guys have fun with us. It's great. If you're enjoying everything, you should hit the follow button too. And before we leave, Kerr's right. I completely forgot, and I'm being completely stupid here. Before we do that whole goodbye thing, Adagio, do we have any questions that need to be answered?
We pretty much burned through all of them. I have one that I was going to save for after show, but I might as well go ahead and throw it out now. Rusty Marriott said that there is a rumor that I've not heard of before that FF14 will make it to Xbox One. Is there any weight behind that?
No, they will not.
No, will not.
They would have announced it, I think, already.
No, they have a special deal with Sony that they are not allowed to release the game on any other platform except with PC and the PlayStation. And in return, Sony allows people that play the game to not have to pay for PlayStation Plus to play the game online.
Okay.
So other than that, I think I got all the questions. If I missed any, I'm sorry. Please go ahead and ask them. We'll answer them in the after show. There you go.
There we go. All right. Again, send any comments to me, any suggestions. You guys I have links down there that go to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook that we have. I barely touch Facebook. I look at Twitter, but I do pay a lot of attention to the YouTube channel because that's where I post all these shows afterwards. So if you missed anything in the show, you can always go back and look at it at the YouTube link. So, and also, we have been getting some submissions from the survey that we have on the bottom channel for people who want to be on the show. We definitely want to get more community on here whenever we have a chance to get somebody on here. So keep filling that stuff out. I have actually Kerr's going through some of those, and we're going to start talking to a couple of you guys. She already went through some of those, actually. But we will be here next week, exact same time, and I'm hoping, from what I hear, we have Nika coming on the show from LBR. And she's going to be joining us. Yeah, and we're going to talk about the classes in general, as I've been stating earlier on the show. And let me see, what else do we need to do? I think that's it. You guys that are going to stick around for a second. I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight to the people who are leaving, though. Have a wonderful time, and we'll find someone to stream here, or host here in just a second. Hold on tight, guys. You guys should all wave just in case they're leaving.
Bye.
Okay. All right, hold on one second.
Take that high-pitched bye, right?
Yeah, high-pitched high.
Bye!
All right, bye!
Bye!
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, we're still here. We're still talking.
So have you actually contacted Nika? Because I haven't been able to get back in contact with her.
Not yet. I'll talk. I'll see what I can do about talking to her hereafter, and we can kind of get all that stuff worked out. Opt1kal, man, you're awesome on the show. I appreciate you coming by again.
No, thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Yeah. What did you think about the show?
It was good. It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot
So-
of fun.
Why exactly Astrologian? What turns that on that you want to go to do that?
The difficulty of it, and it's something new.
Do you think it's going to be really
Something new.
difficult?
Yeah. I mean, they've already stated they stated that there's going to be that there's two stances. You have one for mitigating damage, which is what the scholars do down. Then they have one for healing, and for reactive healing. And they actually had said that you should try. It's going to be really hard to master both of them, so you should try to master one before you master the other. And I'm like, nope, I'm doing both of them. We're gonna dive right into it.
I'm in agreement with Tayamaru. RNG is not my fan, so Astrologian would probably be horrible for me. I'd probably suck at it.
Tayamaru used to be in my FC, and she left Gilgamesh.
Oh, why'd she leave? I remember seeing her on your stream, man.
I have no idea why she left. She just left.
Ouch.
Yep, she just one night she sent me a whisper. She's like, "I'm leaving Gilgamesh. Don't tell anybody," and then she just left.
Well, you told everybody now.
Well, yeah, everybody knows now. She comes to the stream, everybody gives her shit over it. They're like, "You backstabbed us. You left us."
That'd be so awesome if Jin just jumped into Gilly's camera and started, being.
Yeah, Jin, jump in there.
Jin, become Gilly real quick.
Yeah,
while he's
go in his seat.
Everybody wants Jin over Gilly anyway, so I think we should do that. Let's
We're gonna have Jin show up instead of Gilly one night. Yeah.
Let's throw up a straw poll. Gilly or Jin. The other one dies.
The other one dies.
Yeah, in real life. Deathmatch.
That would be amazing. Oh no,
Okay.
Gilly's coming back.
He's
Oh,
back. Shit.
damn.
Yeah. Okay, quiet. He's here.
Okay.
Anyways,
Hey, anyways, hey
Fight,
Gilly, how you
fight.
doing?
I hate you guys.
Welcome back, Gilly. How you doing?
that's what happens when you leave, man. You can't leave.
Well, I actually don't see any streamers I really know streaming right now. Do you guys see anyone that you know?
That thing hasn't updated. I only have you as one following, so
Yeah. That's kind of weird. Where'd everybody go?
they're sleeping. I don't know.
They're
Did we go
watching
too
the
late?
show.
So late now? Oh, maybe they are watching the show.
Maybe. I think
Let's-
we have some pretty big names in the stream, actually.
We can host Roar Snacks.
There you go. She gonna stream?
Yeah, of course, right? She's
Right.
interested in doing that. I
Actually,
think she's
I'm
actually
still-
tired of us mentioning that, to be honest with you.
I'm still surprised that I didn't see freaking Jin's hand come over and slap Gilly in the back of the head when he was saying that story.
Oh, it's a comment.
Opt1kal, are you streaming tonight?
No.
Okay.
No, my schedule is. I was going to stream, but it's late enough that it's technically after raid time.
Yeah, so
I
it
generally
doesn't
do
matter.
stream my raids though.
Alright, I haven't watched you long enough, Opt1kal. I do hop in there when I can, but what exactly are you saying when someone follows you?
Oh man, that's.
Go ahead, do your spill, man.
Okay.
Adagio just followed you.
So this is what I say. And now, if you really want to know exactly what I say, well, I'm gonna say it, and then we'll see if you can pick up. And if you can't, then I'll let you know. So generally, when somebody follows, it's welcome to the stream, welcome to the crew, grab yourself a seat in this smile, check out first, long as you can, I'll try and make you stay on my ship is absolutely enjoyable, it's absolutely fucking possible, because you're a piece of motherfucker, and I fucking love you. Yeah!
I caught sandwich in there, and I love you.
Yeah, those are.
I think I might be biased to those two things. There's no sandwich. Huh?
I love you's in there, but there is no sandwich.
Oh, I like the love part. We gotta spread the love, right?
It's welcome to the crew, welcome to the stream. Grab yourself a seat in the lounge, hang out for as long as you can. I'll try and make your stay on my ship as absolutely enjoyable as absolutely fucking possible, because you're a beautiful motherfucker, and I fucking love you.
Good, man.
I got you.
Do you like saying it that fast, or is it just something that you like really want to start doing?
No, I enjoy saying it that fast, and I think it's kind of become this thing where people expect
I'm not the only one. Spicy says everyone here is sandwich.
Sandwiches are great, man.
I've heard people say, like, did you just tell me to make a sandwich?
Yeah, go make a sandwich.
Go make
Maybe you should just start saying that. People are like, I don't hear sandwich anymore. Fuck.
What you should do is
there are times where I actually get, like, there are other times where I get, like, tongue-tied. I'll just be like,
You start
I figure I'm just saying everything fast enough.
Yeah.
Make me a sandwich.
So when I get a follow, and let's say Gilly followed me, I'm like, hey, Gilly, thanks for following me. So tell me about your life. And I love doing that. I feel like I want to get to know everyone that's in my stream. And I feel like, I don't know, I have a lot more fun talking to people and finding out where they are in the game, everything. I just know who my viewers are, and I feel like that's kind of fun. It's hard to remember everything, but like I found out Cranium, who's actually was in the chat, he did a lot of commissions for Minecraft. And I thought that was amazing. And like he sent me some of the pictures that he did, and they were outstanding. And it's kind of interesting to see the kind of people that we have in the chats. And people are a lot more interesting than just someone who sits there and says hi to me every once in a while. So I try to pull that out of them.
Yeah,
is that exactly how you say it? Tell me about yourself.
No, I don't say it exactly like that. I try to be a little bit more.
Tell me about your life.
I must know everything about you.
Yeah, and so I'm like, hey, Puko. So, Puko, how long have you been playing Final Fantasy XIV? Where are you at raid-wise? What are you doing? And then they tell me that. I'm like, okay, well, that was actually that's pretty interesting. So, is this your main, like, do you play any other MMOs, or are you really liking the game? And I just keep going in and get all the details I can. And eventually, after they get comfortable with me, I can start asking them about their credit card numbers and stuff.
I've never paid any
follow.
fucking
Take this 20 that I promised.
Liar. God. Emma's my #1 troll. She's always under trolling me.
Yeah, Emma's great too.
She is. Seriously, there have been a couple of nights I wouldn't have had anybody to talk to if Emma wasn't in my stream, so hey.
Yeah, even if it's all just Logan comments.
Exactly. Where's Logan? He's asleep. Where's Logan? I just told you. Where's Logan? I don't know. He's gone. He left.
Yeah.
So how's Logan doing?
I don't know. I think he's back there crying. I think he's back there crying. I'm just gonna leave him back there screaming because I'm an irresponsible father.
Oh.
Nah, he's sleeping. Anyways, yeah, but I kind of do that same thing, Frosty. I don't even wait till they follow. I see them in stream. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a great night. Please, what are you up to doing, game? You even play this game? So well, I like to try to get to know people too, honestly. So
the only reason I don't do that is because sometimes I go into a stream and I'm like, I kind of want to know this guy, and then he has a bot that says, "Hey, Frosty, welcome to the stream." I'm like, I didn't want him to know I was here.
Yeah. I had that set up for a little bit, and then like I noticed that as soon as people saw it, they'd leave, and I'm like, I'm taking that away.
Yeah, some people just like to watch you and see you doing stuff. And I feel like they feel kind of pressured into talking to you. So, Adagio, you might be pressuring people out of your chat.
Maybe. I know that I've seen Milo in there a couple times. Every time I say Milo, he gets the fuck out. I'm like, okay, well, bye, Milo.
Well, I can say like, like my mindset has changed ever since I started streaming. Like, I used to be a lot more interactive in chats when I watch somebody stream. Mm-hmm. And then when I started streaming, like, I'd go into stream. Now I go into streams and I'm like, I just want to sit here and just relax a little bit and just kind of watch and listen. And I tend to, like, open up a stream and then have it in the background as I do other work. Mm-hmm. So.
Although I do have to say, there's just one guy in my stream, like, always there. It's Rage Boy Kill. He's seriously always in my stream, and he never says anything. He's like days. I'm not even logged in playing. He's still in my stream. I'm like, are you like alive there? How are you doing?
He died watching.
Talk to me.
That's what I thought. But then like one day he wasn't there, and then he popped back in, and then he was in my stream for another like 3 days. I'm like, okay, he must be alive at least.
You sending me
Killed
messages?
somebody.
I did.
I can't believe you killed somebody.
I did, and then I used their
Don't say
account to
anything,
boost my
hostage.
numbers.
Don't say anything.
What?
Are you really embarrassed about sandwiches?
Wait, hold on. Is there something going on I should know about, Gilly?
Don't worry about it. It's really stupid. You said your butt looks big, Adagio.
My butt looks big, huh?
Yeah. Even though we're looking at the bottom of your neck the entire time we watch your stream.
Hey, it's the only place the camera fits, okay?
Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, if I might not host anyone just because I feel uncomfortable hosting people I don't know. So I'm going to hold off on doing that today, and hopefully we have someone to host later next week. I try to go out there and get to know as many streamers as I can too, but I just don't feel like I know anyone. I'll send you over to their stream, and then it's actually some person blaring like racist things or something. I'm like, what did I do?
Why would you do such a
Why did I
thing?
do that?
I would ask Blue Wombat's question, but we're all guys, so I don't think we have any opinion on that question.
No, I don't think so. I think actually I don't know. I guess it's a factor within streaming, like people being attractive and not being attractive, and that's really a thing that's actually targeted towards girls right now, and people are really upset because there's a lot of girls who show cleavage when they stream. But I mean,
I have a comment on this.
sure, go ahead.
What's to say I'm not cute?
You are cute. They didn't say you weren't cute.
No, they didn't say that there weren't any cute guys. They said there need to be more cute guys.
Come on. I think there's some self-confidence issues there, Optical. You're a very
he's trying
handsome
to call me
man.
ugly.
Yeah, I'm not self-conscious at all. I know that I'm freaking awesome, so it's whatever.
I think he hates me because I'm a skinny black man.
You're skinny. Are
That
you
is-
deaf and greased up as well?
Maybe.
Okay, so I am going to host, because we got a suggestion from Rar Snacks here, Mel, to host Teddy FF14. So why not? Let's give him a host, and I'm trusting you, Mel. If he's not a great person, I'm going to be really upset. But I trust you completely.
Yes, and by the way, I'll be streaming later. Well, maybe. It's almost 1 o'clock here.
It's pretty late, yeah. And this was a really long show. I appreciate you guys hanging on for it. But alright, well, let's do some awkward talking here for about 30 seconds before I end the stream. So,
Awkward talking.
you know, it doesn't leave too
So,
oddly. Let's all say goodbye, too. Everyone do your
Does
last
the
goodbyes.
size of the greatsword actually matter?
It does. It slices and penetrates more.
I don't even know what to say to that.
No comment.
Oh God.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and sticking around for the show and listening to us banter for a little bit while we try to figure out what we're doing and who we're going to host. We are going to be hosting Teddy FF14, and I'll go ahead and
I think I killed the chat.
Oh gosh.
Blah. That was 50 jokes at once.
I'm going to go ahead and do a shout out for him so you guys can click on this link. Although my chat, it will send it straight there, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's do a host, Teddy. Thank you guys all for sticking by, and you guys have a wonderful night. You probably won't hear this because I'm hitting host now.